Okay, so let's turn our attention to Matlock Town Football Club, and I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by the now player assistant manager for the Gladiators. It's Kayde Coppin. Kayde, thanks for coming on to the show.
No, you're welcome. Always a pleasure. You know that, Matt.
Great stuff, great stuff. Yeah, great to have you back on, Kayde. So, first of all, before we talk about the team as a whole and the squad as a whole, your role has changed a little bit with the Gladiators. So last season, you were a player coach, but since Dave Wilder's departed to join as the manager of Runcorn Linnets, you're now the player/assistant manager at Matlock. I know down the line you want to become a manager yourself. How important is this move for your own career?
Yeah, it's massive. I spoke to Paul, when Dave decided to take the position at Runcorn. For me personally, I think I was at a stage where I probably wanted to go on and manage myself, turning 34. I feel like, there's a lot of younger managers now lower down. A couple of my friends are now managing a couple levels below and sort of earning the stripes. But I just, I felt for myself at this stage. I feel like, 15, 16 years I've sort of been in and around non-league. I've been with Paul for 13 or 14 of them years. He's like family now. I know how Paul works. Paul knows how I work. We've got a good relationship. We've got a lot of respect for him. And I think if I would have, been offered any other role in terms of an assistant or a coach, at this level or potentially above, I would have turned it down and tried to, take the step into management myself. But I think learning alongside Paul and, I don't think at this stage for me personally, there's nobody better. As I said, I understand him and I feel like he understands me. I like to think I did a lot of work last year with the lads. I probably didn't play as much as I wanted to because I got distracted in terms of trying to make sure, the platforms for the players were right. That took away my time for fitness and getting involved in training because I was trying to plan and prepare with Dave and the coaches and Brian and whatnot. So, yeah, it took a little bit away this year. I'm going to try and be a little bit fitter. And, if I can add something on the playing side, I'll try and do that. But, this for me at the moment is, sort of the right step in my career. I've spoke to quite a few people and said, I'll go on and try and manage at this level and above it if that's an option for me. I'm grateful for Paul, to ask me to sort of come on board and take that role officially.
Yeah, good stuff, Kayde. And how busy has preparation been then for next season at Matlock Town? Because obviously the season will be coming up sharpish. Just how busy has the preparation been already?
Yeah, it has been hectic. Me and Paul back and forth. Paul's non-stop, even when he's trying to have some downtime, trying to go on holiday. It's non-stop. This level now, it's not how it was, 5 or 6 years ago. You've got to sort of do your business early and try and, recruit the right players. For us at Matlock, how we want to work. We try and get honest lads and lads, we're going to work harder. I think what we've done last year and what you guys and, the fans, the committee have done behind the scenes, the club players want to come and play for Matlock now. So the job's slightly easier in terms of trying to attract, the better players at this level. It's, speaking to players, trying to get the right players in. Trying to offer them the right deals. They've got deals on the table. We spoke to a couple of lads, they've spoke to a couple of clubs and some clubs, you just can't match what they're offering. So, it's good to hear when we are signing players, they're saying they want to come and play for Matlock. They like the club. They like, what we've got going on. So, yeah, it's hectic, but it's good. That's what we want. What we built on last year. We need to keep the momentum. It's sort of been a 3-year project because of COVID since Paul took over. But, I don't really like the word, it's a project, etc. just because it's kind of like, you want to get to something in 3 years' time. And I think, the work we've done last year, we sort of was looking to get promoted. We wanted to try and win the league last year. That's not happened. We fell a little bit short in the playoff, but, that's gone this year. We want to try and get promoted. We want to build a team, with a winning mentality, plays the right way. What Paul's asking for. If we can recruit well and we do the right business, I don't think we'll be too far away come next April.
Yeah, and in terms of players that you've brought in to the Gladiators so far this summer, so we've got three. We've got Jake Day, big lad up front, played at Scarborough Athletic last season. Got Jim Pollard, who'll be the Matlock's new goalkeeper, and we've also got Aaron Opoku up front as well, who played for Carlton Town last season. What kind of signings are they? What kind of strengths will they bring to Matlock Town?
Yeah, so Jake, firstly, he's big, he's strong. You know, we didn't want to lose Liam, but that's football. I spoke to Liam, you know, a number of times. And, you know, we didn't want to leave it. He's a massive part of what we do at the club. He's great, you know, he's brilliant off the field, you know, with the fans, behind the scenes. He's great with the lads. He's good in the dressing room. He's someone, you know, you don't want to lose, but that's football. Things happen. So, you know, it's not Jake's not coming in to replace Liam because you know, he's sort of his own player in his own right. I think Jake will offer different things. I've heard, you know, a lot of good things about him. I spoke with him briefly. You know, I really like him personally. I think he's going to add a new dimension to us. So really looking forward to him. Aaron, you know, I think, you know, he's got a lot to prove. I've not met him personally yet, but, you know, I've heard good things and I think he wants to do well. And I think, again, you know, the targets for him is he scored a lot of goals lower down. You know, he's got a good name in the league below. You know, can he step up now and maybe go one again? You know, come to this level. I've seen it before. You know, step up a league, do really well, and you know he can go on from there. And new goalkeeper, big position for us because you know Paul was a goalie. I played with him personally. Personally, for me, he's the best goal. Paul was the best goalie I seen in non-league. So he's got, you know, big boots to fill, and we done really well defensively last season. But if he applies himself right, I've heard good things about him as well. You know, I think he'll fit in really well.
Yeah, good stuff. And from what I've heard from Paul Phillips just in the last couple of weeks, it sounds like he doesn't want to make too many more signings because he thinks that the squad doesn't sort of need major surgery, so to speak. How many more signings do you think will be made between now and the end of the season? Is it a case of just one or two more, or maybe more than that?
It's difficult, really, because, you know, you want to try and get business done early. You want to try and get the right players in. And ideally, if Paul's looking at players now, you want to try and get them over the line. But, you know, football's not as straightforward as that. I wish it was, you know, because we'd be done sort of before pre-season started. Ideally, we want to try and get 2 or 3 more in that you know, we've got on the list and that we're looking at. And then from there, it'll sort of be a case. There might be 1 or 2 trialists that come in, you know, we have a look at. A couple of clubs last year who have done really well. You know, lads' deals are up, and you know, them things always take a little bit of time anyway. So, you know, you've got to wait for that to filter through in terms of the Conference North and the Conference National. But yeah, you know, we're happy so far. We've got 1 or 2 that has been done over the, you know, past couple of days, which I'm sure, you know, the fans and the club will be happy about. But at the moment, me personally, you know, I'm happy. I don't think Paul will ever settle because, you know, he's always striving to do better, and, you know, he always thinks we can improve. So Paul will always be on the lookout. And, you know, his phone's non-stop anyway. But, you know, personally, I'm happy. I think the squad we've got already is good. If we can get a few additions in, which we've got, great. And I think we've got, you know, the likes of Reece Webb-Foster, who's, you know, he's come in last year. He's been, you know, slightly unlucky in terms of the position we was in and, you know, how well we were doing. So he's missed out. But, you know, I think he's got a lot to offer. He's proven in the leagues below. He scored a lot of goals. Same with Luke Daly, you know, different sort of player. He plays in midfield. But again, he's, you know, he's not sort of had the impact he would have liked personally because he's coming at a difficult time. I think we were 12, 13 games unbeaten. We've been top of the league for 8 or 9 weeks. So he was coming into a squad that were doing really well. So again, he's going to be like a new signing as well. And then Jez, you know, I know everyone's excited about Jez and, you know, he's done really well, but I still don't think he's sort of got to his full potential yet. He's still only really young. I think, you know, we've got a lot of work to do with him. And if, you know, we can help him progress, I think again, he'll go up again. I think he scored 9 or 10 goals last year. If we can try and get him to 15 or 16 goals and, you know, sort of get him the numbers that Alburn's getting assist-wise, you know, they're the fine margins that, you know, win your leagues and you sort of don't finish second or third. It gets you, you know, to that number 1 spot, you know, ultimately where we want to be.
Okay, and just finally then, looking ahead to the 2022-23 season. So I'm not going to ask you or Philo whenever next time I speak to him. I'm not going to ask what the aim is because I know you both very well. Obviously, the plan is always to get promoted and come top if you can. But is the experience of last season where you got so close, but you didn't end up securing promotion, does that make you even more determined to try and get promotion this time around?
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, it'd be stupid to say we're not. I did say it last year, and the year before, you know, sort of with the COVID stuff when I signed, what the expectations were for me personally, and then I wanted to try and spread that to the lads and the club and the fans, and, you know, sort of breathe that winning mentality. I think everyone knows it's quite well documented. Paul's like that. You know, he's just a winner. I think anytime you speak to him, even sometimes when we've won in the past, he's not happy because certain things have not, you know, sort of gone how we wanted to go. But yeah, I feel like, you know, the platform, as I've mentioned before, what everyone's done behind the scenes to Bryn and the new chairman and the community, the fans, or the young lads, the volunteers, I feel like the platform that's been given, we've got to be looking to get out of this league. I think it's really difficult to say at this stage, you know, you want to go on and win the league because, you know, for a club like Matlock, where we've been, you know, where they've been in the past, it's sort of, you know, they've always been sort of a mid-table team, sort of flirted with the playoffs and then dropped down, and we've finally got over that hurdle. We've got in there and sort of, you know, just missed out. So I think, yeah, the expectations this season, what we'll be trying to put in place and trying to, you know, spread that vibe to the fans and everyone who come down and, you know, sports Matlock and the players that, you know, we want to get out of this league. We want to build a team. You know, we want the community to get behind us. And we want to try and get promoted out of this football league. I think Matlock is a club. I said this when I come. It's a massive football club. The facilities are unbelievable. You know, what the lads get behind the scenes, it's run like a professional football club. We don't leave anything unturned. You know, you guys with the media, all the work James does, the volunteers, you know, they never stop. So I think, you know, we've got a lot to reward them people for, you know, all the hard work that they've put in. And it's down to me, Paul, Dave, Brian, Schutz, James, Nicole, to get things right. You know, right off the field, and if it's anything like last year, I don't think we'll be too far away.
Okay, great stuff, Kayde. Well, we'll speak to you again soon, and thanks for your insight into the preparations for the season ahead. And I think we've got a very feisty pre-season fixture against Buxton to start the pre-season schedule off. So I'll see you for then.
Yeah, no, top man. I appreciate it as always. Look forward to seeing you soon.